Okay, welcome everyone to another edition of Vjncj Code. Code is anonymous, and in this episode, the objective is to complete a free code camp challenge. I've downloaded the repository locally, and I want to progress through it, and I'm going to focus on bolstering my CSS skills. So let's start doing that. So we're gonna navigate to that repository via the terminal. So Vjncj Code. Ooh, what is it? Oh, wrong thing, wrong thing. I'm looking for free code camp. Okay, so curriculum. Um, curriculum challenges. Yes, English, and then I believe it's in one. And then we're looking for basic CSS. Okay, so I believe I'm on fallback. So as you guys can see, I'm progressing. Um, I- I'm 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 navigating to a specific file via the terminal. So response, web design, basic CSS, fallback. Okay, let me just open up the files. Okay, okay, attach. That's what it was. Attach. No. Okay. Fallback value. Okay. That's the README I want to open, and let's see what the README has to say. Okay, so as you can see at the very top on line 3, the title of this challenge, this file, the title of it is attach a fallback value to a CSS variable. Attach a fallback value to a CSS variable. Okay, there's a video URL attached to it. We're gonna get to that in a second. Let's see. All right, so let's read the description. When using your variable as a CSS property value, when using your variable as a CSS property value, you can attach a fallback value that your browser will revert to if the given variable is invalid. You can attach a fallback value that your browser will revert to if the given variable is invalid. Note, this fallback is not used to increase browser compatibility, and it will not work on Internet Explorer browsers, fallback values via CSS. Rather, it is used so that the browser has a color to display if it cannot find your variable. Okay, so, all right. Um, all right, so I don't want to spend too much time on kind of going through that. Let's talk about how we get it done. Here's how to do it. Line 16, CSS, background. So it gives us an example of how to accomplish making use of a fallback value. All right, so we have a background property. Now, uh, property value. So what we have set to the background property is, I'm going to say, a variable method with two um, parameters. The first one being hyphen hyphen penguin hyphen skin, comma, space black, a color, the color black. Okay. Variable. Okay, let me see. I'm going to read the instructions, the description once more. When using your variable as a CSS property value, okay, that's how it's being used right here on line 19. You can attach a fallback value that your browser will revert to if the given variable is invalid. Okay, so I view that right off the bat as we're using a method to do some CSS styling, but we're using the method with, like, within like the CSS. I'm looking at that as a JavaScript method, but that's not the case because, well, it's a property. That property could be set on the client as well. So let's move forward. Okay. This will set background to black if your variable wasn't set. Note that this can be useful for debugging. Okay, so this will set the background to black if the variable wasn't set. So we have variable, comma, hyphen, hyphen, penguin skin. So penguin skin, hyphen, hyphen, penguin skin. That's a CSS variable, and that's what we're referring to. And then we set the fallback value. I'm gonna say we set the fallback value in the second parameter, and we're setting that fallback value to black. Okay, so now here are the instructions. It looks like there is a problem with the variables supplied to. It looks like there is a problem with the variables supplied to the penguin top class. Okay, and I said class because there's a dot that precedes penguin top, and it's in the backticks, so it's a class. I hope to give a better explanation down the line. It looks like there is a problem with the variables supplied to the penguin top class and penguin bottom classes. It says it right there. Rather than fix the typo, add a fallback value of black to the background property of the penguin top and penguin bottom classes. Okay, that's cool. That's a cool challenge. Um, okay, so it wants me to assign a fallback value to um, some CSS variables that in which like those CSS variables declarations are failing. So I have to set a fallback value so that you know uh, success does happen. A color is emitted to the screen. So let's look at some hints. It talks about the fallback value of black should be used in the background property of the penguin top class. It shows us JavaScript. Okay, it shows us the assert method. And to be honest with you, uh, having seen, well, yeah, I know assert is used within testing, unit testing. Uh, I believe it's the chai or kai. It's a dependency or an npm package. It's a library that allows you to write a certain way when you're writing tests for your apps. So that's where I've seen assert before, but I'm not totally familiar with it. Okay, so JavaScript, assert method, code.match. Okay, then we have a bunch of syntax again not familiar with. I have seen before. Um, regex is what it's called, and I need to familiarize myself with what's going on here. All right, so line 40, the fallback value of black should be used in background property of the penguin bottom class. Okay, yeah. So it's giving me the answer. Okay. Okay, but it's given to me in a I guess an inconspicuous manner because it's telling me the answer in regex. Regex is it's like a hidden it's like a code it's like a coded language within code. I don't know. It's cool. So now we have seed. Okay, so we have the code supplied to us from the challengers, the presenters of the challenge. Okay, so we have a lot of code. Uh-huh. Wow. Now that was a style block, as you can see here. Boom. Then on 236 to 258, we have HTML. Okay, then we have solutions. And look what's in the solutions versus what's in the C. Okay, so we just have a style block. So we just have a rendering to the screen. Um, no, we don't. We don't have anything rendering to the screen actually when it comes to solutions. So let's open up the terminal and let's open up the file within my Vjncj Code. directory. So now we're gonna do code. We're gonna do Vjncj Code, and we're gonna do the Vjncj Code file 7, the 8th challenge. HTML. That file is gonna open up, and let's take a look at what's inside that file. Okay, so remember the challenge is we have to add the necessary fallback values to our CSS variables in order to have a rendering that matches our fallback values. Okay, so we see what's in Vjncj Code, the file on the right hand side. We have a penguin class. Okay, and then within the penguin class, I believe this would be a CSS variable right here. That's our first CSS variable declaration. Penguin skin set to a value of black. We have our penguin belly property set to a value of gray. We have a penguin beak property set to a value of yellow. Okay, we have other properties: position, margin. Okay, margin auto, I believe, centers the content on the screen. Position relative, and then we have, do we have a, okay, all right, so I don't want to get too tied up in that. Then we have a, on line 14, we have a penguin top class. We have, I believe it comes down from the top 10% of the containing element, and then we have from the left 25% of the containing element. So that's how far right the content shoots and how far down the content shoots from the top of its containing element. Line 18, change code below this line, background property, CSS variable. We have to give this variable the proper fallback value. But before we do that, we're going to do some more investigating for this sake. So then we have a penguin bottom class as well. It has in which there is a CSS variable declaration. So we have the right hand class, we have the left hand class, right cheek class. We have the belly class, right feet class, left feet class, right eye, left eye, sparkle. Okay, blush right. Okay, so these are all CSS properties. Okay, look, we have some HTML as well. So I'm gonna hit Alt B on my keyboard. Look what came up. Look at that. That's pretty cool. We have a penguin that I guess you could say does have skin, but it's the background. We have a penguin that doesn't have any skin. We gotta give it skin. Okay, and let's take a look. Let's see. Okay, look at all these classes that we have here. Let's look at the solutions with the solutions. Okay, so it gives, okay, I see. All right. So, look at all these classes, man. All these classes make up that penguin. Okay, let's look at the HTML. Okay, we have a div element class, penguin bottom class. Okay, look at the child to our penguin bottom class, div element. Right hand class, left hand class, right feet class, left feet class. Wow, look at that. Cheek, belly, sparkle. Oh my gosh. And that is a whole nother thing. That is like that's like I believe that's like a niece or a nephew to my belly classes and my left cheek classes. It's like a niece because it's on the same, it's on the face. That sparkle is in the eye, which is on the same, body part as, oh no, actually that's false. Belly is not in there. Belly is not. So, okay, let's moving forward. 196 class left eye, class sparkle. Okay, so we see that. And all of that, guys, those divs, literally all divs. All we have are divs and classes. And that gave us this, what we see. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's cool. So, okay, so we have that situation happening. All right, so let's go back to the code, back to the challenge. Okay, okay, instructions. It looks like there is a problem with the variable supplied to the penguin top and penguin bottom classes. Penguin top, penguin top class, and the penguin top class. Okay, it it contains the right cheek, left cheek, belly, right eye. It contains the eye, which contains the sparkle. It contains, it contains the blush on the cheek. Penguin top, and then penguin bottom has the hand and the feet. Okay, and we have like a all dominant class and div element, which houses the penguin class. Okay, so it looks like there is a problem with the variable supplied to the penguin top and penguin bottom classes. Rather than fix the typo, add a fallback value of black to the background property of the penguin top class and penguin bottom class. Okay, boom. So we have to add a fallback value. Okay, we want a fallback value of penguin top. Um, penguin top. Let's go to the penguin top class. Uh, okay, penguin top. So penguin skin. Hmm, penguin skin set to black. It's failing because penguin is spelled wrong, but they said don't come to the right answer by simply fixing the typo. We want you to add a fallback value to your CSS variable. Okay, so the penguin skin variable is failing. Let's see. It looks like there's a problem with the variable supplied to the penguin top and the penguin bottom classes. Rather than fix the typo, add a fallback value of black. Okay, I see. Boom. Okay, so we want the skin to be black, but I'm gonna get creative and make it a distinct color so we know we did it right. Background property. What's a color that works well, that accents well with sky blue and gray and yellow and pink? Um, I'm gonna make it light pink. What's let's just go pink. There's like a certain pink that I like. Alright, so we saved it. Let's look at what our skin looks like now. Gotta refresh it. This isn't a React application. Okay, boom. The penguin skin is now pink because we added a fallback value successfully. Our CSS variable declaration is failing due to a typo in the word penguin because penguin skin, this says penguin skin on line 19. Line 3, penguin skin is spelled correctly and that value set to black. Okay, so let's make this black. Right? This is what's supposed to be happening. If there was no typo, that's what we would see. All right, and our CSS variable is failing due to a typo. We added a fallback value of black, and our desired result was accomplished even though we have a typo. We have a typo, and it still passed because of a fallback value. I see the value of those now. Um, and let's go back to our pink because pink is a great color. All right? Yeah, pink. Okay, so all right, so I believe it was penguin top and penguin bottom. Okay, so in our penguin top class we have top 10%, let's see how far down the penguin is. From the top of its parent container, penguin top class is housed within the penguin class, and that's a div element. So from the top of the penguin div, our penguin is 10% of the way down the screen. And I would say that this penguin is placed perfectly within the middle of the screen because our we have let's go to penguin margin. When margin is set to auto, the content is automatically placed in the center of, I believe, the parent element. So okay, so boom, line 19, we set a pink fallback value when our value that we went for initially was black. It failed because penguin was spelled incorrectly when our CSS rule or style was, written. Okay, so we have to do the fallback value for our penguin bottom class now. Penguin bottom is 40% of the way down and 23.5% from the left of the screen. So you look at that, 23.5% of the way. Okay, we know that's not the dead center because it's not. The penguin itself is dead center. So I guess this point is 23.5% of the way. No, that's not true. I don't know. I don't know. But let's go back to it. So they want us to set a fallback value here. And this is the penguin bottom class. What is the penguin bottom class control? The penguin bottom class does things like the hand, yeah, width, height, hand. There was a place where that was defined. Oh, it's over here. Okay, so in the HTML, we see how our classes are structured to give the desired result, to give the desired rendering. It's pretty crafty. Um, so we have a parent div element on line 183 with a class of penguin bottom. Now, child to the penguin bottom class, we have the right hand class, the left hand class, the right feet class, the left feet class. And wow, that's pretty cool, I would say. And okay, okay, penguin top, we have the cheek, we have the cheeks, the belly, the eyes, and the sparkle in the eyes are in that class. Oh, wow, this is pretty cool. All right, so and look at that. You can look at the code, man. Look at this. Blush left. Line 147. Blush left. Let's look at our penguin and see what we see. We see a pink circle, but in this case, that circle, artistically speaking, is serving as a blush. Man, this is really dope. So let's save it. Penguin top, penguin bottom. lost for a second. Penguin bottom has the hands and the feet. Okay. So what color do I want to give the hands and feet? I want to make the feet. Let's see what color they went for. Penguin skin background, penguin bottom. Penguin skin black. Let's just go pink. Hmm. Let me see something. Alright. When using your variable as a CSS property value, you can attach a fallback value that your browser will revert to if the given variable is invalid. Fallback is not used to increase browser compatibility. Rather, it's used so that the browser has a color to display if it cannot find your variable. Here's how you do it. Penguin bottom is composed of the hands, the feet, and things of that like that. What? Here's how you do it. Penguin skin black. This will set background to black if your variable wasn't set. Note that this can be useful for debugging. It looks like there's problems with the variable supplied to the penguin top and penguin bottom classes. Rather than fix the typos, add a fallback value of black to the background property of the penguin top and penguin bottom classes. Okay, they wanted black in both cases. Okay, so I have pink in both cases now. And I don't see a second pink anywhere. Okay, so penguin bottom has hands. So over here we have a penguin bottom declaration, and if we look at the parent penguin bottom class, it has the right hand, the left hand, right foot, left foot. Okay, penguin top had the cheeks, it had the eyes, it had an eye, sparkle. Well, actually, penguin top has both eyes and both sparkles. It has the blushes, it has the beak. This is like really comprehensive training. This is really good. Like a lot of insights being gained. This is just really good practice. I like this. Um, okay, so so the penguin top, we changed that fallback. Let's make that fallback value black. Let's be traditional in this. Let's be conventional, I guess. Okay. Oh, I didn't refresh the screen. That's what it was. Okay. Oh, okay. The bottom was the skin around the belly. Okay. See, the skin around the belly is pink, and let's remix that top back to black. Back to pink. Oh, I forgot. I've been doing a lot of React coding lately, so I forgot that I have to refresh every single time. Okay. Look at that. All right. So yeah. So we see our pink fallback values at work. We see what it looks like. So let's be conventional, make it black, and see what that looks like. Black is now our fallback value. in the penguin top and penguin bottom classes. Let's see what we get. Right now it's pink. Let's do a refresh. Bang, we have, look at that. That looks so good. And that was done with all divs and uh, CSS variables, guys. Wow. And we see the construction of how they accomplished the look and the feel that they wanted with div elements. Okay, so let's try to figure out how they accomplished the shapes they accomplished, because look at the border radius. You see the border radius, which rounds box elements. Like if you have a box element, you can make that boxed element into a circular element with the border radius property, CSS value, CSS property. We have the transform, we have the rotate, negative 80 degrees. I'm thinking a rotation left. Let's see, let's do some reading. A two-dimensional transformation is applied to an element through the transform property. The property contains. Oh, come on, bro. Okay, we could go. That's okay. A two-dimensional transformation is applied to an element through the transform property. The property contains a list of transform functions similar to those allowed by SVG. Okay. For a position box, the z-index property specifies the stack level of the box, the current stacking context, and whether the box establishes a local stacking context. Negative 22. Okay. Wow. Like, yo, this is crazy. At first, I was like, yo, what's the point? I'm wasting my time downloading this repo. Let me just work from the website, from the client. I definitely see the benefit, man. I can reverse engineer every single free code camp challenge given to me now. And they have some amazing challenges. And I could gain so much insight doing these YouTube videos. So that's pretty cool. All right. So that's what we did, guys. We accomplished a penguin. The penguin was lacking skin to start. And through our adding of CSS variables, fallback values, um, we got a penguin with black skin, top and bottom. And that will conclude today's edition of Vjncj Code.